To ITM trading. I definitely consider today a significant day because the pattern shift, I'm getting goosebumps, the pattern shift that we've been talking about, waiting for an inverted yield curve, actually occurred today. And what happened was that the 3-year yield was now higher than the 5-year yield. And the 5-year yield is at the same level as the 2-year yield. Now, look, we talked about this in the beginning of October when I came across that critical report from the San Francisco Fed that said every single time this level has been breached. And it's a combination of valuations and yields. Every single time that level has been breached, it indicated that we were going to have an inverted yield curve, which voila, we got it today, which indicates that a recession is going to be following soon. So you need to really consider yourself warned that this has now happened. Now, in addition to that, so that's what's happening with the markets today, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. But holy crap, look at this. You've got the 30-year yield, because now we were talking about shorter-term yields. Let's talk about the longer-term yield. The 30-year yield has now fallen below that critical 200-day or the 50-day moving average. The markets do not like this. But what I find really interesting is that this morning they're saying flatter yield curve. There's no flatter yield curve. Yeah, the other yields are. But we actually now have an official inversion. This is critically important. It is a pattern shift change that signals a recession is looming. And you can see the markets, we talked about it at the beginning of October. That link is below. Megs, did you put that link there? Okay. That link is below. Go look at that piece that I did back the beginning of October, but look at the reaction to it. And when you stop and think about that, this is when the markets really, they've been roiling and falling apart since the beginning of this year. But since the beginning of October, they hit new highs and they have been going into bear market territory ever since. So you have every single major average that has breached the critical 200-day moving average. All right, I'm not saying maybe anymore. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put my neck on the line. I'm really convinced, especially with what happened today, that this is it, people. So if you were kind of goofing around what we were going to do, you should know. Get yourself prepared. Food, water, energy, security, shelter, community, barterability, wealth preservation. Get yourself prepared. You have been warned. And in the meantime, the real safe haven assets, the physical gold and silver, which there is always demand for, maybe sometimes more, maybe sometimes less, but there is always demand for these physical metals. Yes, they're going up on a day like today, but more important, and what a gift, how severely undervalued these are. This is where I put my personal wealth and trust. But you got to have the rest of it too. Food, water, energy, security, shelter, barterability, community, and wealth preservation. I'm telling you right now, get it done. We're going to be talking a lot more about it. I'm going to be going over the EU financial stability report and the implications of what's happening in Italy and the Brexit. But I'm going to tell you, this thing can shift anytime, and a prolonged downturn in these markets puts the whole globe at risk. You get that? These fiat markets are falling apart. We now have confirmation. Look, these things are beyond my control, but according to the Federal Reserve, that every time the yield curve inverts, and we saw it just in China as well, every time the yield curve inverts, we go into recession. We can't afford recession. Look at all that debt. How are we going to pay all of those bills or not? And you're going to see this tomorrow. Definitely, I want you to take a good hard look at the one that I'm doing on the EU financial stability report and all of that, because we know that they've used this period of time since 2008 to transfer risk. And you're going to see that really clearly. And you know where else you're going to see that really clearly? On December 18th, I'm going to be doing a boots on the ground with Hamza from Turkey. So send in your questions to questions at itmtrading.com. So you can ask him. He's living through it right now in Turkey. We know that their economy is in great turmoil. So if you have a question for him, go ahead and send it in. I'm also going to next week be talking to Dave at X22. That's always a really good interview. I always enjoy them a lot. So we'll keep you posted on that. We also have an event coming up on February 8th. You can go to our website, itmtradingevents.com, and you can get more information on that. But I'm telling you, right now, this is not good, people. Technical neck on the line. We have an official in the U.S. We have an official interest rate inversion. Warning, warning, warning. I will see you tomorrow. Please be safe, and please remember, shields are made of metal. These are your financial shields, not paper, not promises, this. So until then, please be safe. Bye-bye.